Good morning. Good morning, family. Today is by the World's Declaration Thanksgiving, by folks of color who are conscious and recognize the need to transform the narratives. It is Indigenous Peoples Day. However you honor this day, or whether you honor it or not, here we are in it. And here we have an opportunity to explore. So, Graciela, welcome to the space. Kaisha, welcome to the space. Adam X, welcome to the space. Thank you. Can we mute everyone? Can we mute?
Okay.
Phyllis Baker, welcome to the space. Melissa, welcome to the space. Just grateful to all of you. Onaje, hey, brother. Welcome to the space. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And y'all know me, or most of you know me and how I am. Don't be stingy, especially on a day where we're talking about money. Invite people in your life. Welcome, Afriye, to this awesome conversation, this powerful exchange, this energy manifestation space. Please do welcome others. So if you have cousins that you know you're going to see later on today, if you have aunties, if you have friends, whoever you're going to the house to eat Thanksgiving dinner with, or if you're in a house where Thanksgiving dinner is being served, or maybe you're the cook and you're here today just to get a little bit more energy as you prepare yourself to manifest that meal, please do invite folk into this conversation. Like, it is a powerful opportunity for us to give thanks in a way that we can design and define for ourselves. We don't have to be told when the holy days are. Today is a holy day because you're alive. Today's a holy day because you are the manifestation of the creator's best work, however you define the creator. And once again, this is Coach, if you don't know, Shawnee Benton Gibson. I am your host, your facilitator for today's Wake Up Everybody session, which is day number 725. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Wow. So my topic today, or the topic today, because I don't own it, we're going to co-create it, is money. And it's an acronym in the Wake Up Everybody space, and it stands for my own natural energy yield, my own natural energy yield. And I'll unpack that a little bit later as we move through the session. And the subtitle is what we believe and what we receive as a result of what we believe. So I'm ready, y'all. I hope you are too. Grab pen and paper. We're going to need it. Be present. You're going to need to be, so that we can rock and roll. Thank you for being here.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
All righty. I love that song. Just thinking about family today. My daughter, Jasmine, is the composer, the creator of the video for Wake Up. So the song, meaning the score, the words, it's amazing. In 2022, just asked her if she could generate something for the Wake Up Everybody community, and she crafted that. And now so many people are moved and touched by her manifestation in that way. So just when I think about money, my own natural energy yield, I just don't think about fiat, which is the other word for currency or dollar bills, y'all, right? I think about that contribution, that exchange. So we're doing this together, as she says in the song. So if we're doing this together for real, I'm going to invite you throughout this session to invite others to join us. If you're on Facebook, tag someone. If you are in this space of Zoom, tag someone, send them the link, and then we'll sort out them being a part of the community, receiving information later on. So invite your cousins, invite your aunties, invite your best friend. We're talking about money. And when Thanksgiving hits, it's like a roller coaster, right? The year starts to move very, very quickly to close out. And so I would love to be the conduit by which folks get a different understanding and have a different negotiation around the energy of money. Yes, in this space, we talk about money as it should be talked about, as energy. And once again, the acronym for today's session is MONEY. All the letters have a meaning, and we're going to unpack that more as we move through the session. So money in the Wake Up Everybody space is my own natural energy yield. And I'm just going to invite you to drop the word money in the chat because it's going to warm us up to where we're going to go next. Drop the word money in the chat if you're able to do that. If you're cooking, stirring up the mixture to make your cake, take a pause, put the spoon down and just drop the word money in the chat and see where it takes us. And then I have another instruction. Thank you, Adam, for dropping money in the chat, and capitalize it, y'all. Thank you, Z, for the capital letters of money. Drop money in the chat. Imani, thank you, all of you. Yes, I see Cheryl went in. And Coach Cheryl, wasn't even expecting you, Mama. You said you would catch the replay. So thank you for being in here for a moment in time, whether you're staying for the whole thing or not. I'm grateful for you pouring your energy in. We're at 23 participants, which means really 20, right? Because I'm here. John Carl is here. Well, actually, it's less than that. It's 19 because I'm here. Z's here as part of my support team. Nija is here as part of my support team. And then, of course, I'm leading. So that means there's 4 of us that are on the admin team, plus 19 of you all. That's a powerful number, right? 19 is the day that my daughter was born. So I thank Shawnee for her energy. And we want to invite in more people. And as they come in, I want you to say welcome. If you notice it, just say welcome, Moneymaker. Welcome, Moneymaker. As soon as the new people come in, just say welcome, Moneymaker in the chat. Not unmute, because that would be chaotic, right? And I'll say it too if I notice it, because I'm not watching as people come in, but I do know folks will come in because y'all are inviting them, right? All right. So what we're going to do next, I see John Carl smiling, so that must mean that I'm doing okay. All right. The first thing we're going to do, or the next thing we're going to do, is we're going to drop in the names of our ancestors as this money song gets played. The name of our ancestors that two options. Never got an opportunity to experience the energy of money because they were stopped, blocked, oppressed, mistreated, discriminated against. Drop them in because they were money makers, but they never got an opportunity to demonstrate it, right? Your clan were money makers. They had their own natural energy yield, and that was blocked or stopped. So drop their names in. Or drop in the name of your clan, the ancestors. These are folks who have already transitioned on. Drop the names of your ancestors who, despite all of that, were able to generate money through their own natural energy yield. Because some people were like, the hell with that, I'm not going to be stopped. So drop their names into. So 2 types of ancestors. And remember, ancestors are those who have already transitioned. They're already on the other side, whatever that means. Their energy already transformed. So we're going to drop their name in. And welcome, Moneymaker. I don't know who just came into the session because we're up to 24. So welcome, Moneymaker. If you just jumped in and landed in this space, you are a money maker. So we welcome you. So, and we're going to keep doing that, family. Don't forget. So we're going to drop the names of ancestors, whether they were able to access their money making manifestation energy or not. We're going to drop them in on this song, which will play for about a minute. So crank out these names. And I'm going to start us off. John Morgan. My grandfather was very savvy with money. Sadly, his addiction shifted that energy, but he was a money maker and a money manifestor and a money negotiator. So I named my grandmother Ruth. Oh my God. She was the head, I don't know what I'm going to say teller. She worked for the NYCHA, for the New York Housing Authority, and she ran the money conversations and energy. She was on top of her money. So let's play the song and just drop them names in, y'all. Drop the names in and keep inviting the other money makers in this space so that we can have a robust conversation. So John Carl, whenever you're ready, share the audio and let's rock. Just keep the names coming. Yes. That made me feel so good. And since we have been in the session with the music playing, 2 new money makers joined the space. So if you just joined in the last minute or so, minute and a half, just jumped into Zoom, or if you just joined the Facebook page, welcome, money maker. Welcome to the space. We're talking about money today, my own natural energy yield, and we're calling forth the ancestors. So if you are in Zoom, thank you for sharing the names of your ancestors, those who were able to activate their money-making power, and those who are not able to. Thank you for generating their ultimate abundance manifestation, because they're transformed into the energy of spirit. And so therefore money is abundant. The flow is abundant. Abundance is at their fingertips or their energy tips, whatever that is. And if you're on Facebook, thank you for dropping the names in, and you can keep them coming. And once again, as new people come into the space, you don't even have to know who came in. The number is at 26. Let's take it to 30, y'all. And as those money makers come in, we're going to acknowledge them and say, hey, money maker. All right. And just drop it in the chat. All righty. I'm excited. I'm like hyped. I was nervous about this earlier because I'm like, Lord, what am I going to say to these folks? But Spirit has the final say about it all. So I'm just going to be a divine conduit for all of the energy that is supposed to flow in the space today. So let me ask you to do 2 things. If you're in the space, whether you're on Facebook or Zoom, drop a number between 1 and 5. Only one number between 1 and 5. Just drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Please do. And we'll see where that takes us. Just let your intuition take you there. And also, I'm giving you many things to do today. Now, we're to 26. And I'm like, yo, where the other 4 people, y'all? You better invite your cousins, your aunties, your friends up in here so we can talk about this money. Money's a trigger for a lot of people, right? But I'm not talking about the money that the money definition that the world has given us. I'm talking about the true definition, which is energy, flow, and exchange. So, if your belly is flipping, because I keep saying money, 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 then just check in around that. And we can transform that today. I told the crew before we got into the space, we got another money maker in the space. So y'all say, hey, money maker, we up to 27. 3 more to go before 30. So welcome. If you just got in the space, welcome, Moneymaker. And then on Facebook, wait a minute, 28, welcome, Moneymaker. Y'all better take care of these people as they come into the space. I can't mute anyone. The team can do that, but we can definitely say, hey, so if you just got in, we're saying, hey, Moneymaker, because that's what we're doing up in this space today. Y'all are money manifestors, whether you know it or not. All right. So if you just got in, drop a number between 1 and 5 in the space. I'll tell you what it means later on. And let's keep moving forward. So when you think about money, a lot comes up for people, right? So I want you to, throughout this session, shift the paradigm about money. So I want you to think about another word or energy that you can apply to money, right? And that lights you up. No matter what your narrative is around money, no matter what's in your bank account or your retirement account or in your pocketbook or in your pockets or your wallet, that you get an opportunity to transform your relationship with money. Now, you already know I'm going to talk about money as energy, but before we start getting into what the world says about money, let's say what we want to say about money, right? So let's shift this. This is a word that I use in Wake Up a lot. So I'm going to use it this morning. I'm going to close my eyes and say, instead of money, I'm going to say juicy, juicy, juicy. It's the juice. So what's your word? Drop it in the chat and sit with it a little bit. And I want to say, hey, money makers, we at 31. So new people have joined us. We were at 28 and now we're at 31. That means 3 folk landed in the space. So, hey, money makers. Love y'all. All right, let's keep going. Let's go to 35 in this space because we're manifestors, right? And money is relationship to me too. Money is energy. So what comes to me is as people jump into this space and co-create, we're activating the energy of money, right? All of us collectively are billionaires in this space. So keep inviting folks. Oh, I love Melissa said honey. So John Carl, can you read the words that are the substitutes from money so that we can keep building the foundation of the session?
Sure. Money is abundance. Money is timelessness. Money is currency. Money is honey. Money is kindness. Money is access. Money is power. Money is love flow. Money is love. Money is clear water. Money is healing. And they're still coming in.
All right, keep them coming. We're building a foundation. We're preparing ourselves for 2023. Money is an opening. Yes, Phyllis, bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it. Add my juice to your opening and woo, we're unstoppable, right? What if we added all of these pieces together? We're just cooking with grease. We're cooking with the good grease though, not grease, olive oil, extra thin, right? If we added all of this together, we would be unstoppable in reference to our ability to manifest money. Money, it's all about what we believe. And based on what we believe, that's what we receive. So we just received more money makers in the space. So say, hey, money makers, we're up to 32. Let's hit 35. Invite your cousins, your mamas into the space, your ex-lovers, because it ain't about them being with you. It's about them being with the possibilities of generating money. When they are wealthy, we are wealthy. So hey, money makers who just joined, we're at 33. Y'all are doing it, y'all. Now let's go to 35 because we're master manifestors. Thank y'all. So I asked everyone, and if you just joined, hey, sissy. Hey, sissy, she's part of my money-making clan. That's my little sister, Joycey. So let's move forward. Let's move forward. So we already define money in our own special energized way. We put in the number between 1 and 5. If you didn't, if you just joined us, Moneymaker, please put in the number between 1 and 5, just one number. Don't put in 6 and 7. I said 1 through 5, just pick one. My number will be 3. I'm just going to pick 3. I can't even remember what it represents, but I'm going to rock with that. Right. And in this Wake Up Everybody space, we view money. We define money as my own natural energy yield. And this is an acronym that was created by renowned Hay House author John Randolph Price. Now, I kept talking about Iyanla Vanzant over the course of these years being the person that I got it from, right? But she got it from John Randolph Price, and you can look him up if you wish. And there's an article that I'll drop in the chat before we close out. So admin, remind me, or will drop in so that you can check out his article on money as energy, right? And we're going to define this piece. But before we go here, we're going to look at your intuitive selection around money, the acronym. Not yet, John. We're not going to share the slide yet. Let me just set the stage so that we can all be clear. So John Randolph Price started to redefine this dynamic with money. And, he's a thought leader, just like Iyanla Vanzant. And using the number that you selected. Now, if you didn't select the number Moneymaker and you just came into the space, drop your number in between 1 and 5, like I said before, because people are coming in steadily. And I'll look back because I'm looking at my notes right now and see if we're at 35 and if y'all manifested that. And Z, you can drop in the chat how many Facebookers are on there. And Facebookers, tag your folks so they can jump in and join us. It's Thanksgiving, it's Indigenous Peoples Day. Like, we can come up in here and gather before we gather with others. So using that number that you selected intuitively, I want you to examine your thoughts, emotions, and posture about the concept of money as an energy that you have the power and agency over. You control this, right? Remember, I said we're at 34, so let's make sure we move to 35, money manifestors. So let's look at the number you received. Thank you, Chantel, for dropping your number in. Thank you, Z, for dropping your number in. I also have 3. So John Carl is going to put up this slide. And when he puts up the slide, you're going to see what word you got inside of this acronym, money, my own natural energy yield. And then you're going to look at the definition. Now, these are John Randolph Price's definitions, not Shawnee Benton Gibson's definition. So you can always add more to it and think about what it means for you, because he provided very, very short declarations about this, but add your own, whatever that means. So if you got my, let's hear another voice, because I've been talking for a minute. Who got number 1? Anybody in the space that's willing to read the definition? Anybody got number 1, or no ones up in here? All right, John Carl, help me out. Maybe there's no ones or they don't want to read. And John Carl, I'm sorry, Z, if you could give Nigel co-host so that she can be fully present in the session, that would be great. So John Carl, can you read number 1 for us?
Sure, I can. My, M.Y. It relates to me or myself, the possessor of something.
All right, let's pause there. Anybody get 1 in the space? John Carl, you can scroll through and see if you see any 1s up in here. I see a lot of 2s and 3s and 5s.
Yeah, I didn't see any 1s.
All right. So I'm just going to offer up that this relates to you. We're all 1s in this space, right? You possess the ability to manifest money. You have your own natural energy yield. So this is yours to possess. And then also think about the fact, as we continue to unpack about this negotiation of money, think about the fact that those ancestors, if you were in here this morning when I asked that we put the ancestors' voices in the space and names in the space, that you are generating for them too, especially for those who lived and never got an opportunity to manifest based on their natural innate ability to manifest. Whoever that Auntie Ruthie or Uncle John or Cousin Susu, whatever their names are in the space that you dropped in, whoever those ancestors are, you are generating for them when you say my. So it relates to you, them, your clan, your people, your connection to spirit, your connection to everyone, because we're all connected, right? And we're all here to do a great thing. So you are the possessor of something, which is the energy to manifest. All right, number 2. Who's a 2 in the space that's willing to read? I know Chantel, I believe, was a 2. And I want to acknowledge that we have more money makers in the space. So welcome, money makers. If you just joined, we welcome you into this money manifesting space. So who had a number 2 that's willing to read the definition? Don't be shy, y'all.
I guess I can read it.
Thank you, my darling.
It's own, belonging to oneself.
All right. So can you stay on and share a little bit about your relationship with owning, with possession, owning, belonging to you, yourself, Chantel? Say a little bit about that as it relates to money. Do you own that you're able to manifest in that way?
Yes, now I do. And I own, when I hear own, I hear birthright.
Mm-hmm.
That it just because I'm a Black woman and, whatever circumstances I am in or what the world has said about me and money and my access to money and that narrative, I can break that narrative, and I have the birthright to have access to more, to manifest more, to tap into spirit and to my own energy to get more. So nothing is stopping me just because society has put labels on me as a woman of color or whatever the world has said about it.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. And just want to acknowledge and welcome the money makers that just joined us on in Zoom and then also on Facebook. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. Thank you, Chantel. You said, now I do. So when was there a challenge around ownership, and how did you shift it? Owning that you can manifest, own that you have your own natural energy yield that you can pull from.
I think it's before I became part of this community, before I became a part of Be the Tree, Spirit of a Woman, and around like-minded people that made a difference. The shift in my mindset came with the people who poured into me, who shared practices with me, who made me feel comfortable in leaning in. And when I started seeing the results for myself, I knew I could do even more.
Ashe.
So it was community, really, and access to resources and experiences through those people.
Love it, love it. Thank you, beloved. Beautiful, beautiful community. So once again, going back to what I said about it's really, it's almost a trick, right? Because in this society, just based on patriarchy, white supremacy culture, and I teach a lot about that, and just stand in that as being anti-racist, anti-patriarchal. That idea and concept of my and ownership has been made toxic, right? My is connected. There's a term called Ubuntu, and I'm not going to elaborate it on today, but in this session today, but it just came to me that I am because we are. So any money that you make or don't make is tied to everybody else, right? And this concept of ownership, we really don't own shit, right? But we have power, and it's tied to other, but we don't always operate like that. And even though we think we're winning because we have all this cash on hand or in our bank accounts or in whatever, or in the form of land, whatever that is part of our currency and energy exchange, if we don't recognize that others are part of our navigation of this world and really the true connection to abundance, then we're not winning like we think we are. So thank you, Chantel. Who got number 3 besides me? So natural, I'm going to ask someone else to read it, but I'm going to sit with natural as the one that I intuitively selected. I was like, I let go of any knowledge of what the letters were and just pick 3 intuitively. And that's what I got. So who else has that? John, maybe you could call on someone who has it, or someone might volunteer to read.
This is our free.
We have a hand raised.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes. And Baba Onaje, could you please come in?
Okay. And a free A, I heard you. You can also speak. I'll come back to you, beloved.
Blessings, family. I chose 3. 3 is, that's the number I chose, 3.
All right. So could you read the definition and then say why it called to you and your higher self picked it?
3, natural, genuine, normal, and essential essence. 3, I was born December 3rd, and even December is 1 and 2, right? That's a 3. And didn't know why I chose 3, but natural has to do with my slave name is Linwood, which means lake, wood by the lake, or Lake by the Wood. So nature has always been a prime source of energy, restoration. And even now where I live, there's a stream in back of my house that I go. So I can see how the natural part just kind of came up as like, that's my sustenance. That's my place of a retreat.
Ashe, thank you. And as it relates to money and money flow, why did you get that?
To remind me that it is natural. It's a part of creation. Energy is everything, right? Energy and consciousness. So it's another chipping away of the block that I have put up against money, against having money, in terms of being an anti-capitalist.
Yeah.
So I'm still resolving being raised as an anti-capitalist, but then also accepting my energy, my natural, my own natural energy yield. So I'm still chipping away at that barrier, that like a hard coat, right? And just getting rid of that. So it's reminding me like, hey, it's all natural, bro. Just
Ashe.
be with the flow.
Yes. Amen. All right. So I got 3 as well. Thank you, Onaje, for your share. And then we'll hear from Afriye in just a couple of minutes. But as you were saying, I'm anti-capitalist. I was saying, I was thinking I'm pro manifestation. So, that's my share about natural, but I got it from what you just shared. It's like, ooh, I want to say what I am. And my money language that I used, instead of the word money, I use juicy. So when I think about that, it's like I'm pro manifestation, and boy, is that juicy, right? I love it. I love it. So you said you're anti-capitalist. So that's what you're against. What are you for as it relates to money? Just think about the word you may have dropped in the chat earlier as a substitute to money, or a word or energy that's coming through you now in this moment as we speak.
Oh yeah, I'm for intergenerational wealth.
Ashe. Yes.
Like for my grandchildren.
Yes, I love that. And I just want to acknowledge that we are at 40 and we can get to 45. So welcome, Moneymaker, whoever it was that made us go to the 40 number. We welcome you into the space. And as new people come in, we're thanking them as money makers. We're welcoming them as money makers in this space. All righty. Afriye, are you ready, beloved?
Well,
you
greetings. I was ready before Baba spoke, and then I was like, I don't need to say anything
now. He covered it all, huh?
Yeah, he covered everything.
All right, I love it. Thank you, thank you. And were you in here when we dropped in our substitute words for money?
I did not drop in the word, but my word was flow.
Flow. I love it. I love it, love it. Thank you. And I'm going to add your flow to my juiciness. And just think about it. Once again, synergize that. So thank you for your flow. When juices flow, don't get me started, y'all. That's a whole other session. Love you, Afriye. Welcome to the space, and welcome, Moneymaker. We at number 41. We're at 41. All right. So I know y'all know I'm silly, goofy, and crazy. If you didn't know that, I'm just letting you know now. So who had 4? John Carl, you see some 4s in this in the chat. I know we've been moving synergistically.
I definitely saw some 4s, and 4 was also my number. So can we have a number 4 come on to read what number 4 says here? If you're number 4, come off mute and read with us.
Yes, bring it, bring it. Don't be shy, y'all. Please, I know you're over there making stuffing and
Alethea, I'm sorry, Althea dropped in the chat that she's a 4. Are you willing to read for us?
Come off mute, girl. Come on.
Hi guys, good morning. I'm sorry, I'm unable to see the screen.
Oh, are you on your phone?
Yes.
Swipe to the right.
It says load in John Carl's screen, but it's not pulling it up.
Oh, okay. So your word is energy.
Oh, it just came up.
Okay, great.
It says energy,
Yeah.
vigor, expression, and cosmic forces.
All right. Why do you believe that you got energy inside of this conversation about money?
Because I do have a lot of energy. It was proclaimed this week by some of my staff members. They say I just come in and I get to it and I get things done. I do energy work on myself and people. I am a yoga instructor, so I'm always moving energy. Words are energy. Just breathing is energy. So I feel like I'm filled with energy. So yeah, I'm energy.
All right, stay on, Thea. So I'm gonna push you because you can be all of that, be a ball of energy. And as it relates to the energy, can you go on mute? Because there's like reverb. Yeah, when I'm unmuted and you're unmuted, there's sound that comes through that distorts what you're saying. So I'm gonna challenge you, my love, and anybody who got energy. John Carl said he got this word as well for our money acronym. I'm going to challenge you by asking you if the same bubbly burst light energy that you bring to the job and other spaces and how you show up is also present in your money manifestation game. All right. Or can you say that you bring this vigor of expression, the utilization of cosmic forces and the energy that flows through you, your chi, like all that good stuff to your mindset and manifestations of money. And this is for all the fours in the space that selected that number and all the people in the space that selected that number. All right, so I'm going to go on mute, Thea, and then let's hear what you have to say about your money energy.
I believe there's a correlation that the energy you put out increase your currency rate. So the more that I put out and do, the income increases. And also letting go of the fear of I'm not going to make it, that energy return actually shows up in fruitful ways. I decided to not be a staff nurse and go as a travel nurse. And in doing that, putting my energy out there has brought me closer to people in different states. It also has increased my currency income that allows me to put more energy in the form of doing events of health and wellness. Also putting back into myself, like doing self-care, helping others. So I feel like there is a genuine connection between what I can put out and what I gain back. And sometimes it's more than others, but at the end of the day, I remember that I do have that energy to put out.
Yeah. Once again, I want to push a little bit. Just you know me, Thea. So I hear want to in the space. And I also heard you define that you get that money, what you put out, you get back. And I'm asking you, do you put in the energy that allows you to manifest and work from your money making power? Do you do it? Do you see the outcome of it? I want to make sure because I'm not clear. I know I have the capability of doing it. Whether I do it consistently or not is a different story.
I do see the return, which in seeing the fruit of my labor, I actually feel more confident in bringing forth more. And I actually use that acronym a lot now when I'm in a space where I may get to like, oh man, I don't think I can do this. I'm like, no, it's my own natural energy yield. I can do it. Like if I put that in, I will get what I need out of it. And it has brought me a far space from where I was. And I feel money is also like light. It's good things come with good energy.
Yes.
So when I think of energy, I think of positivity because it continues to make something works. It all depends on what we put in the energy into. So like I've learned not to confront every battle. Some battles will dissolve itself. So I'm saving energy for something else that may require a more important of my energy.
Beautiful. All righty. Thank you so much for rocking with me in this way. I appreciate you and I love hearing your voice. It's been a minute.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome. We're at the last letter and then we're going deeper, y'all. Can you imagine we're going deeper? And we're at 42. Remember, I declared 45. So I put in the chat, but I'm going to say this out loud. Welcome, money makers, into the space. If you just arrived in the last few minutes listening to the exchange between myself and Althea, we just welcome you. And if you don't know, you're a money maker, whether you claim that or not. All right. So who has 5? I know I saw 5 in the chat.
I do.
So, all right. Come on, bring it. Read it and then tell us about why you believe you manifested it.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. 5. Y.IELD. Harvest, return, payment, bring something forth.
All right. Your share about why that came to you, why your higher self was like, we need this today.
Yes, ma'am. So I believe that I am in the season of harvest, of gaining more money, if you will. And I believe that there's payment that's going to be happening to me, not to someone else, to me.
Ashe.
Ashe. And bringing forth something that I'm going to bring something forth that's righteous, that's beautiful, that's magnificent. So the universe is going to help me to receive that. So payment is going to come forth so that I can bring forth that beautifulness that is inside of me to bring forth.
Love it, love it, love it. How did you get to this space of clarity about your ability and capacity to yield, to manifest harvest or return or payment for the energy put out and being able to bring forth something tangible in the form of currency?
Because I'm a giver. I give of time, I give of money, I give of space, I give of goodness, I give of everything of myself. For the last 50 years, I've done that. And I believe this is my time to be able to receive now. And I'm accepting of it. Before I was not accepting of it. And now I'm accepting of it. And I'm grateful that the awakening has that my spirit has been able to be awakened to be able to accept, because I hadn't been accepting before. And I feel it deep down in my soul. And so I believe because now I'm open to receiving, that the blessings will start coming through.
Powerful. Thank you. I pray that I'm able to get to this in the session because I know folks have places to be and that they're manifesting over there. And once again, I view that as a form of money generating energy. It makes me think of 2020 when we had the privilege and the pleasure of having Nikki Morgan in the space as a facilitator and a leader. And she taught the community in 2020 that you could live an orgasmic life, that orgasm wasn't relegated to what your body's reaction is to stimuli in the form of sexual pleasure, right? That orgasm is a way of being and walking in the world. And so I want to do the same thing with money, that we can walk in and operate from the energy and flow of money. My own natural energy yield allows me to manifest powerful relationships, good health, deep connection, authentic exchanges, land, property, like all of that, and fiat with the other word for currency in the form of dollars and cents. But if I operated from money as a way of navigating the world, not what the world says about it, because that's so one or two dimensional, but what spirit says about money, what that whole concept of energy in the universe provides, what would my life be like? An orgasmic life would be manifested as a result of doing that. And so I just want to share just how warmed up I am around the possibility of all of that with all of you money makers. And once again, with the concept that we just put out there, we're all money makers in many ways, whether you have the dollars and cents or not. And we can explore why the dollars and cents might not be flowing. And I'm just going to ask if Rebecca can mute, and then CHN Wellness Instructor can mute, or the admin team can mute them. You know, I'd love to hear from you, but I don't think y'all wanted to unmute and share at this time, or maybe you did. So raise your digital hands. Like just taking that on, taking on your greatness unapologetically, what that could provide for us. Like if I honored money as the juice, the juice, the juice, the juice, and the flow, what would be possible? Everything. And once again, releasing what we've been taught about money, which is going to lead to what I'm about to do with all of you. I'm so excited. I am so excited. So John Carl, I would love for you to pull up the video that we're going to display, but I also know that there's shares in the chat. And family, we're at 42 and holding. I know people came in and out, so we probably reached 45 in the Zoom space. And I don't know how many people are in the Facebook space. Z, tell us how many folks are in the Facebook space, because everybody counts. And some people are greedy. They're in both Zoom and the Facebook space. So let's keep manifesting and get to 45, right? I declare that we'll be at 50 participants in the space before we get up out of here, because that's my money flow, my juiciness manifests with all of you synergize. And with flow was said by Aquia. So when we flow and we're juicy and all the other terms, yeah, what's possible is infinite opportunities and possibilities. So John Carl, if you can guide us to any shares that we need to hear before we do our next exercise. Oh, it's called Wake Up Everybody Virtual Community. Ayana, if you need to move to Facebook. Yeah, go ahead. We ready, John? I heard him say okay. All right. So as he gets primed, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. You wanted to hear from the chat, Shawnee?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to invite Niger to read the chat for me. My chat is a little bit glitchy right now.
Okay, so Niger.
All right, I accept. So let me scroll on up and move beyond the numbers that people dropped in.
All right, I'll prime the pump. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So Sweetness dropped in what I am for. And she was emphatic about that. She added an exclamation point. And she goes on to say, that helped me shift. Using energy of thought is more effective. It's more effective speaking what I am for, what I am aligned with, not what I am against.
Thank you.
Asu Ma'at dropped in the chat. She's still trying to figure out which number best describes. She would have to say it's a 3, natural. Natural because I believe in sustainability and always going to the root of everything in order to continuously create abundance, i.e. money. Lori says, how did I forget about living an orgasmic life?
I don't know, how did you?
All right. Chantel says, accepting and receiving is real. I did an impromptu coaching session last night and the person offered to pay. I was just being there with them. I had to release that she didn't have it or that my coaching didn't deserve payment at that moment. She sent $100 and I received. No, oh, you don't have to, in quotes. And she says, your gifts will make room for you.
Ashe. Thank you. Whoever that was.
That was Chantel.
No, I don't mean Chantel. I know it was Chantel. I just want to shake you sometimes till your brain rattles in your head, like your gifts will make room for you. Thank you for that. I've heard that since I was a kid, just growing up in the church. It's prophetic, but only if we let it feed us. It's prophetic only if we'll let it feed us. that your gifts will make room for you. But sometimes we close the door. The room is made and we're just like, not for me. And we block our blessings and we get what we get, all right? Our own natural energy yield is thwarted. So thank you. Go ahead, Nigel, a couple of more before we move to the next activity.
Z just dropped in here that there were 4 in Facebook. I think she's talking about the number in Facebook.
Yes.
And she's now alone. She believes that they all jumped over here to the Zoom room.
I love it.
And I'm complete.
All right, excellent. 8 more to 50, family. Who's the cousin, the auntie, the friend? Let's not be stingy. Let's share our money. Let's extend our money energy to others. And remember, we're transforming our relationship with money. If you were not in here at the top, we dropped in words as substitutes, like what the energy of money represents. And I said, juicy. Some people said flow. There were other things that were said. You can drop your word in. There was a sister that just shared, it's like, I haven't chosen my word yet for money, the acronym. We didn't choose in the sense of our brain power. We let our intuition take us to the word that was for us. So I intuitively selected 3 because my higher self said that that was the number that I needed to choose from, needed to unpack. And that number led me to natural. So when I speak or choose from this brain, it comes from a limited space. Sometimes I'm like processing, thinking about whether I want to tell people this, thinking about what I think I should be saying rather than what the truth is of the matter. So that's how we did that exercise. But there's more opportunity and possibility as we move forward. So we're about to go into breakout rooms. However, I need to say this because we'll be in the breakout room at the 8 o'clock hour. I want to say that I declared that we're manifesting 50 people before we get out of here. And technically, we have 4 on Facebook, so we're at 46. But I want Zoom to have 50 people plus the 4 folks, so 54 folk on this Thanksgiving or Indigenous Peoples Day morning, on this money-making morning. So let's declare that. Let's share. You know, maybe somebody's in the house and you're like, wake up, listen to this message, not because I'm delivering it, but because we are co-creating it, money makers together. So it's all good. So if you have to leave at the 8 o'clock hour because you have to go someplace, travel someplace, some people work on Thanksgiving Day, then I thank you for being here. I thank you for being a moneymaker in my life, whether I know you directly or not, because you were in this space today. You are co-creating with me in real time and space and helping me to manifest for my family, for the future that I'm living into. And I thank you for that. You're magnificent. We're about to do an exercise where we're going into breakout rooms. So I'm encouraging you to stick around if you're able to stick around, or if you are not able to stay on Zoom, you can go on Facebook and you can listen there. But thank you, Moneymaker, for being here if you do have to transition off. And we're 7 away from 50. Y'all, come on, manifestors. Let's make this happen. I'm going to send out the message to a few other people on my end as we prepare to do this exercise. So as they set up the breakout rooms, and it'll be 3 people per breakout room. You'll have 7 minutes in the breakout room. So not a lot of time. So I want you to get to it because we've been warming up to this, and you can continue this conversation beyond this session. But I'm just going to invite you to contemplate these pieces. Your relationship with money, your relationship with money. So what is your money story, right? And then what is the origin of that story? What is your money story? And what is the origin of that story? So I want to use the term, actually, your relationship with money, your relationship. And when I teach about this for many years, I've been teaching this, I think over 15 years, that relationship is like relay. It's like a circuit. In healthy relationships, there's flow like this. In unhealthy relationships, it might be like this, where it just comes one way or goes this way, right? If you can see me in the space, right? So I'm talking about your relationship with money as energy. Is it flowing like this? Or is it going out like this? Or is it coming back just one way? You receive, but you don't give out. And what's the origin of it? So the money story, the relay, where does that come from? So just thinking about my own upbringing, I was raised by my maternal grandparents, Joyce and James, all right, JB 1 and 2. And I'm just going to ask if you're unmuted to mute yourself. I think Danielle's unmuted. Your money story, my money story from those two was very like this. My grandma Joyce spent up money like it was going out of style, like always spending, would get money. She liked to play the numbers and other gambling. When they made the numbers legal, she would play the lottery. She would do scratch offs. My grandmother also would spend your money. So if you had money to share, she would spend it. Now, I love my grandmother dearly. Like if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have the life that I have because she made a way for me to be able to live comfortably. It wasn't perfect. A lot of different things happened in the space of growing up in her home in St. Albans, Queens. But the bottom line is that I would have an entirely different life if she didn't say yes to having me come as my mother's firstborn child. So, but there was an energy around money that was low vibrational. She could manifest it. It would seep through her fingers. My grandfather, however, and I stopped using the word cheap, was thrifty and miserly in reference to money. So it would be like this. Remember, I was talking about the energy flow. My grandmother was like this, out, out. My grandfather was like this, in, right? And that created a lot of confusion for me regarding money. When I was growing up and became an adult, I had no concept of how to run a household. I'm like, I wanted my money to keep because my grandfather was so tight with money that I had a low vibrational relationship with money. So when I would get money from jobs, whether it was me working at McDonald's or as I started to work jobs with benefits and stuff, I didn't want to pay my bills because it was just like, I wanted to hold on to it because it was so hard growing up receiving money from my grandfather. Now he paid the bills. We never had to worry about those things. There was always food in the house. He took care of us in that regard, but there was a disempowering context with money. And it just made things very, very challenging. All right. So I had to do work to transform that. So what is your money relationship? What is the relay that you have with money? And what's the origin? You're going to share that in the space when you go into the breakout room. Yep, St. Albans in the house, Dr. Dennett. Grew up on Hannibal Street off 113th Avenue near Farmers Boulevard. All right. So family, we're going to go into the breakout rooms. Money makers, speak your truth. Be rigorously honest with the folks that you go into the breakout rooms with. If you go into a breakout room and no one's there, no one's talking, come back into the main space and we'll have the conversation so that the Facebookers can witness. If you're just joining, welcome, money maker. We love you. All right. So we're ready to rock, Nigel?
Just one moment. I'm sorry. There's been a shift in the folks.
All right.
Getting everybody straight.
All right. So as she gets everybody straight, who's willing to share what your relationship is with money? Anybody willing to raise your digital hand? Please don't unmute because I want to make sure that we can keep order. Anybody willing to share? I see Teresa, your hand has been up for a minute. So do you want to share? I see Ayana too. So Teresa, you want to share?
Yes. I had the number 5, and that definitely is me. I have been sewing.
Oh, you muted yourself again, Teresa.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because I changed my mindset about money. I'm actually playing this game called the 40 Pots. And each day you get like yesterday you got $132,000, and you have 4 pots to put. You have 4 pots of 130. And I saw myself, like, I put down what I wanted, and I was just saying land and buying different things and what I want to do for myself. And I was traveling vacations. I want to buy a custom-made Volvo. And so it was like, when you, part of the game is like once you start writing it down and imagine it, it start coming to you. And I see, like, I just been speaking life to myself. It's like, I never thought I was supposed to have money. And so I never thought about traveling and doing different things. And being I'm also part of the same group called the Winners Tribe. And the winter tribe just has been exposed to me, see, not just financially, but spiritual energy that heals your mindset. And my thing was about healing. Money will bring healing to my family, to myself, and so many everything. I'm complete.
Ashe, thank you. Thank you for your share.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, Shawnee.
What happened?
No, okay, I'm coming. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry,
you just keep on going. I'll do it.
All right, no problem.
Yeah.
You can share also. Yeah, you can share also with your partner. So I know there were other raised hands, but we're going to go into the breakout rooms. We'll hear from you when you come back in. Thank you, Ayana, and then there was somebody else. And if just asking if everyone could mute themselves. Teresa, if you can mute yourself, beloved. And then CHN Wellness is unmuted, and Miss B as well. All righty, so we're ready to rock, Nigel?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Opening
you.
the rooms now.
All right. All right, so Facebookers, as we wait for everyone to go into the breakout rooms, we're going to have this conversation in this space. I shared my relationship with money and how I grew up and where it came from. Well, actually, I didn't share what it is right now. I have a really powerful relationship with money. I'm able to talk about it freely and to negotiate. I'm a business owner, so I'm able to ask for my worth. But I'm realizing now that the season I'm in requires that I amplify those conversations and also amplify and transform what I believe the exchange for the currency of my knowledge, wisdom, coaching, artistic gifts, what they are. And so I'm sitting with that. The piece that's weak for me is with regard to my investment power in conversations. So I don't own property yet. I'm saying yet because I'm working on manifesting that. And then the other piece is just consistently building out my plan for me as a seasoned woman, as I age, not wanting to or not choosing to continue to work unless I want to. And so I'm building out my retirement, but I don't consistently go there and generate from that space. So there's a weakness there. And then also, I'm not materialistic, but there's leaks in the way that I use money. So whether it's Uber Eats or I consider taking Ubers as a form of self-care, because I've chosen not to have a car at this time. But just looking at ways in which money is leaking and it could go into my investments, me buying cryptocurrency, stocks, diversifying my portfolio in reference to my investments. So those things are super important. So I'm working on transforming the energy exchange so that it's more lucrative and juicy. Remember, my word was juicy around money. My exchange from the language of money to like something that lights me up is juicy. So I want to create more juice as it relates to that. So I know we have 10 people that are still in this space. So I'm going to invite one of the admin team members to share as we wait for the breakout rooms to close, or some other person that's still in the space. We have a Friye still here. Leah didn't go into the breakout room. We have Anthony in the space, Ife, Fanterpool, Ms. B, and Sister Ayana that did not go into breakout rooms. So anybody want to come off mute and come on camera even, because I would love to see you on this beautiful morning to share what your money relationship is and where it originated from. So John Carl Z, Nigel, you're off mute.
So I wanted to, I'll share while others are thinking about their story, because this is something that I explored more a few months ago in a workshop. And I recall growing up that my parents would buy what we need, and they would say, we're supposed to give you what you need, or we provide what you need, everything that you need, and some of your wants. And so, you know, as I began to get older and get summer jobs and part-time jobs, I would use my money to buy the things that I wanted. So that was Coach bags and, you know, shoes and other material items that my mother wouldn't buy, because her thing was, I provide you with what you need. All the extra stuff, you know, you can provide that for yourself. And so as I continue to grow and move, you know, move forward in my life, I would indulge myself and I would say, I deserve these things because I worked hard for them. And I realized after looking at all of the stuff that I had accumulated that I really had no, I didn't limit myself. I would buy it if I wanted it, even if I couldn't afford it. I would buy it because I felt like I deserved it, because I wanted it and I was working. So I would buy it, and it would take me time to pay things off because I would use credit. Um, and now that I'm older, I'm like, I was buying things that I couldn't afford, but I never would say to myself, oh, I can't afford this, or I don't need this. It was always, I want this and I'm going to have it, even if I have to spend years paying for this Coach bag because I put it on credit, you know. And as I'm learning and growing more around money and wanting to manifest money and manifest larger things, larger than just purses and shoes and jewelry, I recognize that my money story was warped. And that I'm saying that for myself, it was warped. So, you know, I'm saying different things now to myself about money. And when I go to buy things, or when I'm out and about and I see a new Pandora bracelet, you know, that's one of my things now. I'm like, do you need another Pandora bracelet? Just because you can buy it doesn't mean you should, you know? And so that's one of my money stories. And there are a few, but that's one that I'm working to retell or reframe. And I'm complete.
Yeah. You know, I appreciate just the candor and the honesty, Nigel. You know, I experience you as being someone who is a manifester of beautiful things. So once again, we're transforming the language of money. You know, so I think of you as a money person. I think of the color, the clothes you put on. You know, I've never been to your home, but when you open up the space and you're in the Zoom space, just seeing the colors on your wall, and just also consider you to be an organized person. So I consider you to be a money manifester in the form of the energy of money, not just the dollars and cents of it. But I also experience you to be serious and like super hyper focused on generating what works, organization, like all of that. And when you think about your money flow beyond the dollars and cents, how has that served you and not? Right? Because you were talking about literally how you negotiate with money. I'm talking about the energy. Like before we go there, what was your word? My word was juicy. What was your word again? You're muted, Nigel.
My word was flow.
Flow. Okay. Oh, you have flow too. So how does it impact your flow when a younger version of yourself that maybe felt wounded by some of the dynamics that were unfolding around money for you growing up in your family of origin, how is your flow impacted by what you described?
Yeah. You know, we talked a little bit before we came into the Zoom space with the community. I chased money. I chased money. I always had a job. There were lots of times where I had more than one job. And I would almost hoard my money. You know, I remember when I was a teenager and I was still in school, I was working part-time, living at home, and I would want things, or I would need things, and I would ask my parents for money. And my mom would say, you have a job. And I'd be like, yeah, but I want to save my money. You know, I don't want to spend my money. I want you to buy whatever it was I was asking for at the time. And I wanted to save my money. And that served me well in that I have a stash. You know, Shawnee, you're aware. My job was eliminated almost 3 years ago. And I was able to stay home quite comfortably for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Because I hoard, I wouldn't say hoard, I save, you know, and I'm organized in that way that I spend this, I save that. So yeah, but the flow was that I always had a job and I would work late and I would have 2 jobs to the expense of other things.
Yes, ma'am.
You're back, Nigel. So just asking everybody to mute. I know you're returning, or the admin team to mute everyone, and then I'll unmute myself so that we can have a clear flow. Sounds like it quieted down. But just for the Facebookers and those who were still in the space that got to listen to Nija, when I think about hoarding money, because my grandfather, that's what he would do. It came from growing up in Dothan, Alabama, in abject poverty. Like he was a sharecropper. I don't even think his parents were around. I think he was raised by his aunt and his uncle, and they were sharecroppers. And if you know anything about that formula, it's built so you owe the people who owe the property all the time. You never can come out of debt. You can never build wealth. It's another form of indentured servitude or slavery or enslavement. And so he grew up in that poverty. And so when he came to New York and started to build, he wanted to hoard that money. And it just made it. My grandfather was loving in his own way. He wasn't vocal about his love. But he stuck and he stayed until we all got grown. And then he decided he wanted to leave the relationship with my grandmother. But and he was a steady person. That's where the money was with him. He was steady, consistent, always present, you know, and I loved him for that. But it damaged me when I thought of him being that loving, but so tight with money that he didn't want to share the flow like that with us. Really hurt me. And it made me think that it was, can we mute everyone? It made me shameful, feel shameful about asking for money, because asking him for money would usually be so hard. So everyone's back. Nija, thank you, beloved. I'm going to ask before we start talking about what we manifested in the breakout room. So everybody, welcome back the money makers, because we have more people in the space than when we went into the breakout rooms. So welcome back, money makers, or welcome if you just came. Drop that in the chat. But I want, if you would, for John Carl to play this next video so it can create a foundation for what we talked about in the breakout rooms. We've already been doing it, but I want to show you this video about how the dynamics with money can create something in us so that we navigate the world in a very specific way. So let's see what he has. John, we ready? If you're on a phone, you have to swipe to the right to hear this and see it. I guess there's a bit of a delay. And John Carl, if support is needed because of the maybe weakness in the Wi-Fi, I can share too. I just need to have access to screen share. Yeah, there's something happening with the share. It's not coming up. All right, family, so let's move forward. John Carl, you can take this down because it's not happening and I don't want to force it. We have folks that I'm sure are ready to share like what their experience was in the breakout room. So let's take your screen share down, John Carl, and let's go to hands, digital hands raised about what you shared in the breakout room, your relationship with money, where that origin of that story has been, where it comes from. So digital hands, please. Who wants to share? Please raise your digital hand. Don't be shy. La, la, la. I'm shocked because this community usually is on it. There you go. Maddie Ness and then Theodora. So Maddie Ness, if you could unmute.
Hi, Shawnee. Good morning. Thank you so
Morning.
much for this invitation. So I'll share what I shared. Something that I have noticed about my relationship currently. Well, I'll go quickly into the background, right? So I said that I grew up in a two-parent household where my father paid most of the bills, and my mother was an entrepreneur in her own way, just to make supplemental income to have her freedom. In my early 20s, I used to make like money very easily for most of my 20s. Like I would just make it happen. And I constantly had an influx of money, but I also was working way too much. And so now where I am with money is that I have deconstructed that grind culture and that's like modern day slavery mentality. So sometimes it's confusing to me whether like, oh, should I be a go-getter and make a sacrifice and do work that isn't necessarily in alignment with my purpose? Or should I just sit this out and continue to just allow myself to receive and work with clients, right? Because I do spiritual work, for those that may not know. Additionally, what I observe is that I have the tools to be able to be more prosperous and abundant, and I apply them and they work. And as they start to work, I kind of fall off of using them. And so I was saying that I actually have a workshop here on Tuesday because like my clients, I bring them prosperity, I get them promotions, I get them more money. And so the workshop that I'm doing is not only for people attending, but for myself as well. And so what happens is that when I'm spending now on myself, I feel guilty sometimes. And there's this static around the spending because since my money is not necessarily hasn't always been consistent, I'm always like, oh, is this responsible? Or like, even though I may have an influx at the moment, I start to negotiate with myself, and I have to convince myself that this is an investment in my business or in my branding. And it's just like this chatter, and it takes the joy out of the actual outpouring of the money. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you. So I wanted to offer new language, but I think you went there naturally. That you said, I get them money, I get them raises. So in all actuality, because of what I shared, I don't know if you were here from the top. Did you come in later?
No, yeah, I was sleeping. I came in later, and then my phone died, and then I came. I'm trying.
All this stuff, like I'm asleep the phone. But I'm grateful that you're here. You made it. So what I was talking about is that in the language or the energy around money, that we're here to generate collectively, and we're taught that we're here to generate individually, even though we use collective energy, like you manifest clients. However, and this is for me too, man, I'm like, why y'all making me say this? Like, yo, you manifest for those in your clan who were not able to, right? You manifest from a space of transforming the dynamic. You're a person of color, so we've been stopped, thwarted, blocked regarding our flow with money meaning abundance, not just the dollars and cents, because that's a made up construct, but just the flow of abundance and how the universe works. Part of what stops and blocks a lot of people of color is because we've been indoctrinated with we're less than, we can't. We haven't had the benefit of the foundation building around how to move money, the way the world views money. So that gets in the way. And then also we've been stripped of collective consciousness around abundance and flow. And because you're a spiritual teacher and leader, I know you know that. What would it mean for you? And I know you operate from this, but I'm just thinking about the language you shared earlier. What would it mean for you to view your inconsistency with money as a stop and block for others out there regarding their money, or a stop and block for your ancestors to get settled and restored around their inability to manifest money because of how this world stopped and blocked them? Now, if my questions are not clear, I will restate them. If you get it, Maddie Ness, just speak from what you hear.
Yeah, can you repeat it one more time? What would it?
Sure. And I'm speaking to you, but I'm talking to everyone. What would it mean if you release the conversation that your inconsistency only impacts you? I know you said it earlier. It's like, oh,
I see.
That the ancestors get freed up because you stay consistent in your flow around abundance, and money's just a part of that. And what would it mean if you got clear that every day that you wake up and you're not being consistent around your flow, your money flow? My substitute word was juice, my juiciness. If I got clear that every day that I wake up and my juice is not flowing, that not only am I getting dried up, but the people that I'm here to serve and support and transform or help with their transformation are getting dried up too.
It would feel less lonely. You know, like, especially like living by myself is hard. Not it's hard. It can be challenging.
Got that.
And exhausting.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out everything in my head. Yeah, that's actually a really beautiful way to look at it, especially because, you know, I'll get up, I'll put my coffee, I'll change my water on my altar, and, you know, I honor them so much. And I feel like sometimes, there's a conflict there too, because I've seen them try to guide my way completely, and I have to step in and be like, wait a minute, this is my life too. And looking at ways that maybe I feel guilty about that. And that could be causing a disconnect as well. Because now that I'm looking at that you're highlighting this for me, wow, it's crazy. Right around that time that I kind of had a ritual around like telling them like, okay, look, like support me, but let me choose from my life. You know, like don't fight over me. That's around the same time that I started seeing the money struggles. So there could be some guilt there that's on a low vibration that I haven't seen.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's challenging being what they call woke, right? For me, I'm not going to speak for you.
Me too.
It comes with a lot of accountability and responsibility. You know, I want to be petty. I want to be slothful and lazy. I want to be all these things sometimes. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I declare that my purpose is the driver for what it is that I'm called here to do. And once again, like I said, I'm getting this today, that the ancestors need us to be in a space of generating abundance because it heals. I talk about this all the time, backwards in the present moment and for the future that we can't even see yet. Yes, Catherine, it's an accountability, but not from the world's framework. And that the collective consciousness, which includes the ancestors, are supporting us with being able to generate, not just for ourselves and paying these bills and all that other stuff, but to have that energy, that juice flowing on a regular basis so that we can heal some shit and transform some shit. You know, it's what we're here to do. And it's a collective endeavor. And when I jump ship, I'm disrupting the collective endeavor. It's bigger than my mood in the moment around manifesting money. It's bigger than whether I feel like talking to this person and negotiating what the exchange is going to be. It's so much bigger than that. When I jump ship, something dies off, something dries up, something stops moving. And I don't want to view it as like, oh, I got to do this, but I'm just like, I want the flow. I want the juice. I want to be able to do this. I have 2 grandbabies. I want them to have the juice after I'm dead because I've shifted things in the universe because I showed up, not as an individual doing anything, but as part of this collective movement, synergy, energy, consciousness. That's what I want. And I want that for you. So what's your word? You weren't in here earlier when we declared our words. My word is juicy. What's your word for money that might actually inspire you to consistently generate for the ancestors, for yourself, and also freedom? What'd you say?
Freedom.
Freedom.
And yes. Shawnee, you like, I just got something that was so crazy while you were talking. The fact that the root of what's happening with the money is a reparenting, right? With me losing my mother at 19. Yes. And feeling like the exhausting part is the having to parent myself through it. Like kind of like be like, oh, well, you got to do this. And you like what a parent would do. And so when I invite the ancestors to work through it, it's like they're parenting me through it. So I don't have to feel so exhausted about the reparenting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oof, thank you.
Jesus,
Oof.
you just gave me a word. I was speaking about my grandfather and my grandmother, and so I'm like, oh, wow. I can reparent myself because there were things that I just didn't get. And then also for my mother, who's struggling with addiction, like all of these pieces that I have the opportunity to, what's coming up for me is the dry bones in the Bible, and how dry bones were brought back to life. They were spoken over and they came back to life. So the dry bones, like adding water to water, blood, veins, like I get an opportunity to do all of that, to restore the dry bones for my clan, once again, who were robbed of their ability to manifest abundance because of this institution of enslavement, and because of this continuation of that institution through white supremacy culture, patriarchy, capitalism, that kills off possibility and makes us feel small because we're not able to generate dollars and cents. But we're so much bigger than that. So thank you for sharing the reparenting energy. I so appreciate that. And thank you for freedom. I've been doing this. So I'm adding flow, freedom, juiciness to my money manifestation powers. Thank you, Moneymaker Maddie Ness. I love you. Love you.
I love you. Wow, I'm so grateful.
Yes. All right. We have a couple more. And then I'm going to need about 15 more minutes because there's an exercise that I want to do to close us out. I had a whole different plan, but Spirit moves and has the final word in partnership with me. Spirit and I co-create what is necessary for the moment. So Theodora, I see your hands. Please do share.
I was in the room with two other young ladies. I think it was Evelyn and Miss Placette. Teresa. And what I shared and they shared also is it's a struggle for money. As a child, my dad died when I was 10, but until he died, we had nice time. We weren't wealthy, but we were well taken care of. And once he passed away, we went on Social Security, but my mother, I guess, kind of taught us how to budget because somebody had to cook, not cook, but somebody had to clean the stove and somebody had to shop. So we learned how to kind of handle money. And we got a $10 allowance that would have to last us for the month, and it did. But in growing up, my mother was always the giving one, and she always took care of us. And as we had kids, took care of us and our kids. And I guess I do the same thing. But generate money, work. I've worked 3 and 4 jobs, but I'm still at my age, I'm semi-retired, still doing a little bit. But I get really nervous when my money gets low. And it's more because I'm still, kind of giving and taking care of my grands because I always want them to have a great childhood. Because for me, if you don't have a great childhood, something good to look back on, it does affect you as you grow up.
Yeah. I thank you for your share. I put in the chat that you and your family were moving money collectively, right? Doing your part. And remember, I keep saying, I want to keep reminding the group that I'm not only talking about dollars and cents, I'm talking about the energy and flow of abundance, sharing space, co-creating with one another. That's money energy as well. And in indigenous practice, African-centered culture, all things are valued as contribution. It's in this society that you're measured by position, how much you make, how much material you have. So I just want to keep transforming that because it doesn't work for who we are, right? And it doesn't work for white folk either, right? Dropping your cultural practices to chase money, dropping your spiritual practice. And I don't mean religion, but just connection to nature and the universe to make money, and thinking that that's the new God, goddess energy, as opposed to this grand design that we're all part of. when I think about you and what you said about your grandbabies, when I think about little Theodora, what does she need to make a happy childhood so that they're right now at your age, there isn't so much anxiety around money? Because I know folks who grew up and it's like they're whimsical. They grew up whimsically in reference to life and how it worked and money. So what was missing then that you can put in now so that worry doesn't take over? And
well, I guess because as like I'm the grandmother now, but my grandmother, would help us, my mother and us as we were coming up. I still remember that. And when I had my child and it was just me and my child and, I was working, she would still help me. So right now, that's my role, I guess, in my family, making sure that my grands, nieces, nephew, and I have a whole lot of grands and great grands. So it's just like you say, it's flowing. It's money flowing. But I guess what I'm nervous of is will there be, and I have little pots, I still save. That's who I am. And for people who say that, the 401k, I started with $25 a week, that took $25 a week out of my little bit of money, but I didn't miss it because I budgeted on what I had left. So I started very small. So you don't have to start with a whole lot of money. You can still start small.
Yeah. You didn't answer the question, but I want
What's
to.
your question? I'm sorry.
I'll ask it again, and maybe me, not you, love. So I'm going to go, because you keep taking me spaces, which I'm so grateful for. It's like I help, right? That's what you said. I help. So once again, going back to what has been taken from us, what are you actually doing by sharing the crops, the harvest, the yield? Because remember, my own natural energy yield. So what are you actually doing beyond? If it wasn't help, what would you be calling this? What could you call it? Not would you. What could you call it beyond help? And then the community can support. Gifting. All right. And I love gifting, because what is it about gifting that's different than lending?
Gifting is if you give it, you're not expecting to get it back.
But not, I love that you said, oh, you keep giving me juice. Expecting. I like, yeah, take that out. There's no expectation. I'm gifting this to you. For what purposes? If you take the worry out.
You mean the worry, my worry?
If you take your worry out and just gift without expectation, you said you gift, right?
Yeah.
We're saying help. So we're removing that. You're gifting.
Right.
And you're taking expectation out of it. What's possible? If you have just that energy. Remember I was saying some people have, look, if you can see me, can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Some people do this when they, in reference to money, like they're always putting out. Some people only receive and they don't give anything back. Like what would be possible if you had this in your gifting, not helping, but gifting to the nieces, nephews, grandbabies, children? What's possible here?
The flow.
Okay, but you're shaking your head. Do you believe that? Because I don't want you to tell me what you want me to hear.
No.
Yeah.
I'm trying to process what you're asking me and trying to answer what you're asking me. My purpose of gifting, and it's not only my kids, this is people that I meet that they need, and I can help them because I think I'm very blessed. I don't have a lot. I'm not rich, but
I beg to differ.
Huh?
I beg to differ.
I'm not monetarily rich. I'm very rich in other ways.
Okay.
But
let me point something out to you, if you would. And community, we're going to be in here a little bit longer. Y'all are giving so much.
Sorry.
And what? No. I want to tell you something. This is what this session is partly about. It's about the wake up community and what we give and receive from one another, and how we give in this space in different ways or don't, right? No bad. I'm looking at my notifications, Theodora. 11:15, Theodora sent $5. 11:14, Theodora sent $25. 10:23, Theodora sent $5. 10:05, Theodora sent $25. 9:27, Theodora sent $5. 9:20, Theodora sent $5. 9:06, Theodora sent $25. 8:11, Theodora sent $5. 8:10, Theodora sent $5. 8:10, Theodora sent $25. I'm not sure why you gave twice in that day, but
because I gotta make sure I send $25 every month.
Monthly, exactly. And then you still give. 7/8, Theodora sent $25 for the month of June. 7/4, Theodora sent $25 again. 6/10, oh, you just were, that's not you, I'm sorry. Maybe somebody mentioned your name. I'm just looking at the 6/5, $5. 5/23, $25. 4/12, $10. 3/29, $10. Do you get where I'm going?
I give.
Yes, you gift. You don't just give, you gift. So take the hell out of it, right? Help is like somebody's broken or wounded. And yeah, I also tell folks, especially seasoned folks like yourself, and I'm getting there too, I'm 54, that that whole concept, I'm on a fixed income, it creates low vibration, right? That I can't give because I'm on a fixed income. You broke that mold because you keep giving. And people make up, it's only $5. $5 adds up. $5 keeps the Zoom space going, or the Kajabi thing that we used to send out the e-blast. $5 supports the continuation of this movement. Thank you, Theodora. Thank you. You're amazing. You're an amazing money manifester, and you're a gifter. And what a blessing you are. Thank you, Theodora, for being my
community
partner.
has been such a blessing to me.
Ashe.
It grew me up.
Yay. Me too. Me too.
It grew me up.
Me
at
too.
My age.
Me too. At my age. And who knew? I came in here and was like, oh, I'm only going to give this. I'm only going to be here for 30 days because that was about me. But the universe was like, this shit ain't about you. Yeah. So here we are at 725 days. I'm crying too. Thank you for the money in the form of tears. This is also abundance. Thank you, love. So every time you send something to that family, whatever the family members are, whatever you give, think about this moment in time. Think about how this adds up. It adds up to love, to opportunity, to possibility. Thank you, Theodora, for being my partner on this journey of manifestation in all forms. The biggest manifestation I get from you is your love. Thank you. So what's coming up for you as possibility?
For me?
Yes.
The world is endless right now.
Infinite opportunities and possibility. Mm-hmm. And part of it, the reason why it's that way is because you're in it, giving the juice, giving the flow. What was your word again before we start? What word did you use?
Well, I wasn't at the beginning, but for me, it was abundance.
Ashe. Yes, money is abundance.
It was abundance.
It is. Love you, lady. Keep showing up, because I am. All right. Oh my God, we're at 8:40. I'm semi-feeling guilty, but I'm like, this is the juice that I was craving. It truly was. Thank y'all. This is the true money makers. This is the true money. So we have time for 2 more shares before we move into the final activity for this session. Money, what we believe and what we receive. I received so much in just that exchange, that last exchange with Theodora. So if you would, admin, if you could help, I think the next person is Veronica.
Good morning.
Morning, love.
Theodore, I love you so much. I'm so happy to have been in your presence, that you came to Queens and you spent the day with me. I love you so much. You are such a blessing. And when I saw you get into that big car, I knew you were a millionaire. So you better stop that crap. I love you. Okay, so my share is my word was manifestation. And I thought about two people in my life that have brought in my life. My grandmother, who didn't work, but people kept bringing food to her back door. Like she had in Trinidad, she had this double door. So you could open the top part, and she'd get up in the morning, open up the top part, and people would come and they would bring a bag of mangoes or a bag of pigeon peas. And she'd sit there and she would shell the pigeon peas all day, and we'd have pigeon peas and rice, you know? And so it's about manifestation. And she was a unity follower. And then the next person that came into my life was Amy Bell Olatunji. Some people know her as Mama Shalewa.
Yes.
And I traveled to Senegal with her. She's been in my life for over 30 years. And she gave me this affirmation. What she did for my life is that every time she saw me, she handed me a handwritten affirmation.
Yes.
And one of them is LIDGTTFTATIM. And I said, Mama Shalewa, well, what does that mean? She said, just write it on any bill that you have. And I said, when she did tell me, it's meant, Lord, I do give thee thanks for the abundance that is mine.
Ashe.
And I've been writing it for all those years on the top of my bills, every time I write a bill. And so my affirmation is more about manifestation, but about gratitude.
Ashe. That's what this session is about.
I am so grateful for all of the givers and for the takers.
Receivers.
The receivers. And the receivers.
Ashe.
Because I have had the opportunity to be a giver and a receiver. And I'm so, so grateful to you, Shawnee, for giving me. And I have the opportunity to give you.
Ashe. Yeah, I was what I've received from you. I saw the hat.
I love this. I love this session. Thank you so very much. And
thank you. My pleasure. Absolutely.
Please repeat the meaning of those letters.
Yeah, drop the letters in, Veronica.
I wrote it in the chat.
Okay, great.
Lord, I do give thee thanks for the abundance that is mine. That means that we are abundantly wealthy. And by giving thanks, we will manifest more and more. And I'll put it in.
Thank you, Veronica. Thank you for blessing us. All right, my sissy is the last share before we go into our manifestation ritual for 2023. So Joy, you ready?
Yes, I kind of made a mistake, but there's no mistakes. I was going to touch the hand. I heard Granddaddy say, "Girl, don't you touch that button."
Right, my grandfather. Let's speak his name, James.
You feel me? That's what I heard. Like, don't you do that? Yes. I was in a breakout room, and first of all, happy, thankful day to all you guys. I'm thank you for Woo. I'm thank you for everybody. I love you guys. I love Woo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a blessed day too. So I was in a breakout room with Danielle. She's from Canada. I believe you have
Danielle Goucher.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes, we got cut off. We was talking and chatting it up. And I was explaining to her how years ago I used to try to figure out, like, okay, I know I'm wealthy in spirit. So I was trying to figure out why I can't like cross it over to where I'm living at, right? Yes. So because I wear many hats, I do a lot of things, and I'm very successful, but it doesn't show a lot of times financially. you
Got
know.
it.
So I know that years ago, I was like, okay, so this has to have something to do with my rooted energy, my trauma, my triggers. Money was always a trigger for me because coming up, like, you know, my mom, money hungry, I can go on and on. I never really had it. The struggles and things like that, just watching some of my family members struggle and things like it was always a trigger for me. I always wanted it, but you know, my blockage and my trauma and whatever, you know, happened to me when I was born, coming up, it always did something to me for some reason. But so I always came up with money being me being in a relationship, like a real relationship with money, like love,
Yeah.
needy,
Ashe.
stress, you know, bonding, abandonment, you know what I'm saying? So I always treated my money relationship as a real relationship, not knowing that until, you know, I discovered that one day and I'm like, damn, this is like being in a relationship.
Absolutely.
So I decided that I wanted to divorce that relationship and get into a new marriage. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm working on.
Yes.
Because, you know, and I'm teaching my daughters because they create in the same pattern, you know, as myself, like having money problems, being so successful in their minds, but they can't manifest the success and make the money, you know, that they deserve to make, you know. So just healing and being conscious of why things are not flowing the way how they flow is because of yourself and your self-love and the blockage and the triggers and things like that. So that's what I'm working on now. So I can be not only be wealthy in my spirit, but be wealthy here on earth, you know, and manifest the money and be rich like I'm supposed to be. And so that's what I'm working on. Just healing myself so my money can stop being blocked. So and get into a healthy relationship with self and healthy relationship with healing so I can get the money flow the way how it's supposed to be and, you know, drop bad relationships like.
Yes. Sissy, you know, I love that you brought this up organically because I wrote on my notes that I wanted to have us talk about money as if it was a relationship. So I had here situationship. Some of us are in a situationship with money, or we're committed, or you're in relationship with money, but it sleeps in another room. Like you don't sleep with it.
He's real. He's real, sis. He's real. You know what I'm saying?
She, they. Yeah. Yes. And I'm like, oh my God. And then how we operate in relationships as it relates to money. Like when I got married and I was only 19, my former husband and I had no clue about how to merge our resources together. My posture in that relationship was that you're not going to, I had a story around being taken advantage of growing up in a household where there was addiction and stuff. My sister and I have our own stories, separate stories, and then combined stories. And so I was like, I ain't giving him my money, you know, because I had a relationship with money that was low vibrational in a relationship with family around money that I was like, he's not getting my checks. Like I get to say what goes on with my money, even though we were co-creating a household. So just so many layers to this, Sissy. And I love what you just shared. And I invite everybody to think about it like that. Like, what is your relationship, your intimate partnership with money? And are you winning in that relationship? Are you fully showing up? Are you being stingy? Are you withholding emotionally? Are you sneaking? Are you robbing yourself? Like all of that is important to look at. Or in a high vibrational, are you present and engaging and emotionally intelligent and, you know, just being responsible, accountable, and aligned with your money flow. So sis,
showing up.
Yes, and showing up.
Me and my money are in counseling and we're, you know, we're getting it together, because it is a relationship, and it does grow at like a person, and I treat it as one, but I don't know why, but that's how I feel, because it has all the similarities of being in a marriage and getting divorced, like all the ups and like relationships, situationships, it's relatable.
Yes.
And the traumas and whatever happened when you came up that's stopping you from, getting that money and things like that. Because I used to think that I didn't deserve. I used to make the money, but I get rid of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, meet a dude, get intimate, and buy. You know what I'm saying? The same situation. You know what I'm saying? So when you love yourself and you get rooted deeply and get to the core and tackle those triggers, then it'll flow the way how it's supposed to flow. It is connected.
Ashe, beautiful, beautiful. I love also somebody said we in counseling, or I love that you said we in counseling, and I also love that someone, Imani, said we are working on it. So
Yes.
Flo said, working on rewriting my story of words around money. My story has been that my father struggled, even though he worked hard. I'm like him, so I may struggle like him. Now I'm rewriting my story. Ashe, Ashe. And Danielle is a dear friend. We do healing work together. As participants in a psychodramatic bodywork community, and I love her so much. So it's such a great surprise to have you be in the space, and I'm inviting her to be a facilitator because she's dope, dope, dope. There's so many things that I could say about Danny, so I'm glad that you and my sister got a chance to vibe and connect. Thank y'all both. So Danny, I'll be in touch in reference to you sharing your gifts with the Wake Up Everybody family. So we're going to close out. So I'm going to invite you to consider the Wake Up Everybody community, whether this is the first time that you've been in this space or your 701st time you've been in this space, not first time, but 701 time that you've been in this space. That this community, like Theodora said, like gives you your life if you let it, right? Or amplifies your life. And so I'm thinking about the money flow in the Wake Up Everybody community. Remember, we're looking at money as energy, not just fiat, dollars and cents. So the flow in this space and what we're able to generate in this space, how our lives are unrecognizable because of this space. So I want you to think about that, feel into that, and then drop in the chat what you've gotten, the dividends, right? The payout as a result of being part of the Wake Up Everybody community, and drop that in the chat, because we're going to prepare ourselves to do a meditation to close out on this Thanksgiving Indigenous Peoples Day morning. And I love that folks have stuck and stayed. We surpassed 50 because people are going in and out. So I thank y'all for Moneymakers for manifesting that in co-creation power with me. So drop in the chat what you've gotten out of being a part of this community. Drop in the chat what you have gotten as a result of being a part of this community. So what I've gotten is access to people, not just nationally, but internationally. Access in partnership with people internationally and nationally. Thank you, family. What I've gotten is release and relief. What I've gotten is money flow that has expanded from my business, right? Outside of the Wake Up meeting, like being here and being activated and doing that orgasmic work, all of that has manifested more opportunities for business, for Spirit of a Woman. Thank you, family. Being in this community has given me more recognition in different parts of the country and the world that would not have been in place if it was not for the Wake Up Everybody community. And I'll say this last part, being in the Wake Up Everybody community has manifested a whole training curriculum for people who facilitate and lead in their lives. And that was not going to happen if it wasn't for the Wake Up Everybody community. I was not even thinking about that. Now I have a whole curriculum that can be utilized to train and develop.
I'm so glad. I think I've met your little boy before.
Oh, wait a minute. We got somebody. All right. People doing what they do. I love that they tune in to Wake Up and they're out there manifesting in the world. So welcome, Money manifestors, if you just got into the space, right? So people just join in, we're about to end. So family, drop that in the chat, please. And then John Carl or Nija, somebody, please share what you've gotten from this community, right? In the chat. If y'all are paying attention, drop it in. I just named like 8 things and there's more. I could keep going. I'm closer to my sister as a result of this. She's coaching me now around issues with my son. So please drop it in. Another morning ritual I have. So I'm rattling them off. What y'all got? What have y'all gotten as a result? If you're here for the first time, what did you get from this session? This is all from the money energy of Woo. If you're here for the first time. I have relationships, close relationships with people I've never met in person. Oh my goodness. Woo. Oh my goodness. Never laid eyes on them in person. It's amazing. So John Carl or Nija, can you start reading some of these? Oh, Nija, John Carl asked that you read the chat.
Sure. I'll just read the words that people have dropped in. Life, togetherness, family, wisdom and empowerment, community, bliss, joy, growth and love, protection, inspiration and joy, community and love, deep understanding and peace of mind, information, readjustment of my thoughts on abundance and growth. Money can care about you if you care about it.
That's
that
it.
your money shows up for you on how you manifest it and protect it. Access to the highest quality of humanness. New human connections and expansion of my community, love and acceptance, a platform to share my gifts. Priceless information to expand self and build healthy relationship.
Ashe.
Opening to exploration of self and deeply learning from others in all areas of my life.
Ashe.
Knowledge, confidence to face conflicts. New relationship, guidance. My payout from being in Woo has been a renewed belief in myself that my being is valuable just as I am, and I have purpose. Transformation on so many levels, family of like-minded folks, reappreciation for the power and possibilities in early mornings, release, refresh, money, public speaking, activation in leadership to the next level, and so much more. An attitude of gratitude, community, family, like-mindedness, reconnection, recollection, breath, community, life, reassurance,
Ashe.
gratitude, deeper love and acceptance of myself and others, confidence, restoration through grace, friendship, family, release, positive energy and encouragement. I got my inner sexy back.
Yeah, I love that shit.
Growth, knowledge, peace with my past, confidence, and better relationships. Access to you, Shawnee. Restoration, support, living spiritual Ubuntu, insight, perspective, introspection, language. And the last share, this money session can be offered and expanded to the larger community as a conversation series. It opened my awareness to my money story, and I would love to continue this beautiful way of exploring our relationship to money.
Thank you. Thank you, Fatima, and everybody for sharing what you shared. Yeah, like I said, and just thinking about what Fatima shared, it reminds me of wake ups too, that my intentions are pure in the moment about what it is that I'm called to do in the moment, and share this message Up until early this morning, I didn't know how it was going to come up and out of me. I know I had things in slides and didn't even really use them, only use one, I think. But the bottom line is that I'm a conduit. And because I'm in the flow of money, my own natural energy yields, what Fatima just shared gets manifested, opportunities to share on a larger scale, and to have a bigger impact. And my commitment this entire year has been to decolonizing. So this is another way of doing that. And I'm so grateful. Amazing. Thank you, family. So what we're going to do is a meditation. I want you to start thinking about and intuiting about 2023 and you being a part of this community, and what you can offer in the form of money, my own natural energy yield. I want to invite you to start thinking about what you want to have manifested in your life, what you want to manifest in your life by November 24th, 2023. And as you meditate on that as possibility, I want you to see yourself with it, right? And I want you to see yourself manifesting it inside of this community, inside of the flow of Wake Up Everybody, where we're here to learn, transform, and ascend, right? Together. Remember, I said at the beginning, my in the word money, that M is really about community, that my abundance and my flow isn't fully synergized unless it's married to Marinessa's, to Fatima's, to Onaje's, to Nija's, to Afriye's, to Veronica's, like it's all connected, to Joyce, right? All of it is connected. My own natural energy yield is tethered to your own natural energy yield. And so as you think about, intuit about, and meditate on your 2023 and you being on the other side of this whole year, this 12 months, envision yourself having it already. Me, property, me, intimate partnership, a committed relationship, me, healthy and strong in my physical body, me, having a speaking engagement, the first one where I get $10,000 in the form of a check, money transfer, just for speaking for 60 minutes or less. Get the check, drop the mic, that my words will manifest wealth. I see myself on the other side of that. So as you meditate on the future that you're living into, complete and fulfilled, I ask that you listen to this music, this support to energize that. It's called Thank You by Beautiful Chorus. And when you get to the other side of it, I have a question for you, and then we'll be complete. With the slides and stuff, we'll do that, but we'll be complete with the session in itself. So you can drop it in the chat if you wish, but I really would like for you to ground yourself in the element of earth, like feet flat on the ground if you're able, and just close your eyes and allow this energy of thankfulness for the life you've generated already. Remember, you're in November 24th, 2023 already, with all of that money manifestation power activated and complete for that year, for this year. And so I already have the intimate partner. I already got the first $10,000 check for speaking. I already have the property, and you have already gotten manifested the things that you're declaring for yourself inside of this woo space as an energizer, a foundation builder, an ascended manifester of all of the desires of your heart. So John Carl, if you're ready, let's play this and let's live in the energy of what we manifested already. Just turn it up, John Carl, we can't hear it. I don't know how y'all feel, just the images that were moving through me as the master, a manifester, a money maker. Once again, money, my own natural energy yield that's tethered to your own natural energy yield. Thank you. Thank you. All right, question. I shared that I had a question for all of you and invite you to drop it in the chat. What is your declaration and your commitment in the form of dollars and cents to the Wake Up Everybody community for 2023 as a form of energy exchange for all that you have gotten, I mean, that 2023 life that you've generated from this day to next November 24th, 2023. What is your declaration? You don't have to know where it's coming from. Just put a dollar amount to it. And money is energy. This is not, I don't know why I'm thinking of, I can't think of the white minister or one of them or preachers. Shoot, it's not coming to me. But just one of the preachers or whatever that's like, now it's time to give. Like this is about Joel Osteen or any of those old time folk that would be on there and be like, say your pledge. That's not what this is. This is about your stretch, right? And we've talked about this many times that in the Wake Up Everybody space, if we put a dollar amount on the sessions, the transformation, the healing, the information, the things that we've been able to manifest in this space, it would add up to millions and millions of dollars. This is day 725 of juice, right? So what are you declaring for 2023 that your pledge will be for this space? And it can be a whole dollar amount for the entire year, or it can be monthly like Jacqueline put in, but whatever it is, be a word around the manifestation of your wealth. And let's check in with one another about the life that we said we were going to have at the end of this upcoming year, and check in to see whether I finally got that $10,000 check for the speaking engagement. It's right there. That's easy peasy. All right. Because I say so. All right. Yeah, let's do that. Just declare what it is, even if you don't know where it's going to come from. Try your hand at just owning that you have that level of manifesting power, because you're a master moneymaker. That's just who you are by design, by birthright. You are that. And I love you so much for co-creating that energy with me. And we are officially complete. We are officially complete, but it ain't over. Ashe. Thank you. Keep dropping it in, family. Keep dropping it in. Oh, and I want to name this, that I, before the year is out, will complete my catch up around divvying out all of the manifestation that has happened over the year of 2022, because this has been a whirlwind of a year for me and just fell behind in reference to managing all of that. And so I will make sure by December 31st, 2022, that all of that is taken care of before we end up going into 2023 for admin, for facilitators, for all of that. Because that's part of my own natural energy yield, that you are here giving no matter what. So thank you. All righty, it is 9:12. John Carl, I hand back the reins to you and Nija and Z as the team. I get to share the special offer, which is one of you will receive a free or complimentary slot in the 7-day Time as Medicine ritual that I am co-leading to close out the year. Every year, Spirit of a Woman hosts a 7-day ritual to complete whatever year we're in and to usher in the new energy of the new year. And we're ushering in money as it relates to time. The value is $99 because that's how much it costs to be part of the 7-day journey. It is so dope. Like I do it every year because I get so much out of it. I'm like so grateful. And we have an awesome team that will be co-leading with me, co-hosting. So one of you will get a complimentary slot. It starts on December 26th. And then it ends on January 2nd, 2023. And I'm just inviting you to jump in. Anybody who wants to participate, will start announcing it and sending out all the information to register. So think about joining us, because time and money, as we define it, are tied together. So time is medicine, ritual, and whoever emails me first at my email address, some of you already know it, and says time is medicine in the subject, will be the winner of the slot. So here's my email address. Time is medicine in the subject. So if you don't put that in, it's not going to be a win for you. So yeah, reach out, and whoever that first person is, and I'll announce it before we close out officially. So I'm so excited, y'all. My body is like, ah! So we can move forward. And we've dropped in the Facebook thread as well as the Zoom thread my contact information. And so for today, we have experienced the exchange of time and the energy of money. And we get an opportunity to give. And some of you have already been given as I've been speaking during the session, even before the request. And I got 3 people who emailed me already. I'm like, so we'll see what happens with that. But I just trust and believe in just the power of this community. It's just so dope. So we're gonna give, and please do use this code, and you can give through Zelle or Cash App. Zelle is soulleadershipdevelopment@gmail.com. You can give in that way. Cash App is $Spirit of a Woman, and this will be dropped in the Facebook thread as well as the Zoom chat. And use the code, please, family. Use the code 725, and it has SBG, but actually put money there, so we'll know where it came from. Hashtag 725 capital money, right? Because this is bigger than Shawnee Benton Gibson. So 725 money when you give. Yay. All right, let's move forward. So if you want to give, some of you are like already said, I'm going to give this amount per month. If you're ready, let's jump in. And you can utilize the monthly automated links that are being dropped in the Facebook chat or in the Zoom chat to activate. Oh, and Z, fix the money you put M.P.N.Y. I know what you meant, but just fix it so that we can have the money flow uninterrupted. So you can use one of these links that will be dropped in so that you can start your monthly giving. And fam, if you don't have it right now, I get it, but we just declared that we can manifest it, right? So let's just hold that in the space. And some of you might manifest with who's in this space, because I've manifested with many of you in different ways, because that's how we roll and wake up. All right, let's move forward. Tomorrow. I love this, that we have 3 question marks. Yes, I love that. So Mordeo Adeyi is going to be our presenter, our facilitator tomorrow. I keep saying tomorrow, Sunday, November 27th, because today's the last day for this week of WOO. So Sunday, join us. And if you're wondering about what these 3 question marks are, come on back and check it out. I love the mystery of it. Awesome. So John Carl, I pass to you.
Thank you, Shawnee. And what a day to be a new member in the community. This is a beautiful day. I've got so much out of this, and I hope you have too. And if you are new, please share it in the chat. Let us know that you're here. Let us welcome you and welcome you to this community where we manifest. We come here to learn, elevate, and ascend. Please share in the chat that you're new, and our community members will share with you our welcome. Here's the schedule. We're here 5 days a week. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, we hear from 7 to 8:30 a.m. Sometimes we go over a little, like we did today. Mondays and Wednesdays, we're here for 30 minutes from 7 to 7:30, and we're always streaming live on Facebook. And if you never want to miss one of these live sessions where you can participate and get some of these special offers that we share here, you can get your WOO alerts. And we ask you to text WOO Nation to the number 74121. You'll never miss another live session. That's WOO Nation to 74121. And we have new swag, y'all. Check out our swag store. See some of these new items, candles, leggings. We have several types of candles with words and phrases, and we invite you to check out this. We make great holiday gifts. So go now and share our community with others. Make them curious about what Wake Up Everybody is about. And share your experience, your personal experience that you've gathered here on Wake Up Everybody. And I want to thank you today. And these are several ways you can stay in touch. We invite you to register with our community at bit.ly/Wake Up Movement. We ask you to join our Facebook pages. We have the private page, bit.ly/Woo Community, and our public page. You just have to go there and like that page, bit.ly/Woo Nation. On Instagram, connect with us on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual. On YouTube, bit.ly/Woo on YouTube, or you can always email us directly, info.wakeupseries@gmail.com.
Beautiful. Before we move forward from this is being dropped into the chat, but I want to charge the community to go on the Facebook page, because we want for 2023 for money to flow in Wake Up Space. Remember, money means energy and light and abundance and being orgasmic. So this morning, before you go and do your Thanksgiving stuff, whatever that is, or Indigenous Peoples Day stuff, please go to the link that goes to the public page and use that link to share a testimony about this wake up experience this morning or for the year, right? And I know we're not at the new year yet, but this is a new year for me. Like John Carl asked if anybody is new in the space. I'm not new, but I'm brand new as a result of being in this conversation with you this morning. So thank y'all for my rebirth experience today. So go to the link that says bit.ly/Woo Nation in caps for the public Facebook page, and take a few minutes just to share a testimony about your experience with Woo. It could be about your experience in this session. Let's make our Wake Up Everybody Facebook page a live page where manifestation happens every day. Testimonies are shared, opportunities are shared, possibility is shared every day, rather than it just being an announcement of what the next session is. Let's do that in preparation for 2023. Thank you, family. All right, John Carl, if you could proceed.
Yes. In the energy of possibilities and opportunities, here we have the opportunity for you to join our Wake Up Everybody team. You can come on as a volunteer and share your wealth with us. Share that natural energy that you have. We invite you to share that with our community, and blessings not only for yourself, but for the entire community. We are sharing wealth here. So reach out to us, info.wakeupseries@gmail.com, and one of our volunteer interest team members will contact you to further help you and share and let you share with us where you can volunteer that natural energy that you have. Okay, this was such a beautiful session this morning. I want to say too that I also feel brand new. I have a new relationship with my money and with my energy around money. And for that, I'm grateful for you, Shawnee, and this community. And community members, share with us your gratitude for this session this morning. Come off mute, show your faces. Let's hear your voices.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
So grateful to
So
meet
much.
this community. So
Thank you so much, Shawnee. So grateful.
Thank you, Shawnee.
poured into my
Thank
life.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank
Thank you,
you.
Crumb, beloved. Abundance
Thank you.
everywhere.
Great
Love
day.
this
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be part of it.
Thank you, Shantae.
Thank you.
Next song, all of you. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Aching and
Love
happy
y'all.
Thanksgiving. God bless you all.
Thank you.
A
Thank you for
wonderful
giving.
session. Happy Thanksgiving,
Joy.
everybody.
Happy
God bless.
Thanksgiving.
Wonderful.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Let's stay timeless, y'all.
Love you all.
Love you all.
Amen.
Thank you so much for all the knowledge.
It's time to get back everything
Yes,
we
you are
supposed to have.
so
Get
wonderful.
paid back.
Giving me
Let's
all
remain
the
timeless,
Love you,
y'all.
Shawnee. Thank you, fam. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Thank you so much. Love you. Thank you, Woo family, for inviting me to this. Oh, wrong song. Have a great night. Peace and blessings. Family.
Peace and
Love you.
thank you.
Have a great day. Love y'all.